seen Greg speak in a couple of different arenas, and seeing him speak at a HR conference that I had attended, he had spoke about the owners and renters mentality, and that was something that I was really able to identify with, and being able to look within our organization and identify those people who have that ownership mentality. They invest, they take care. It's not just a job to them. And then you look at the renters, and they do just enough to get by, but they don't really invest in anything. And what was really powerful about that message was not only the distinction in realizing in your company you do have owners or you have renters, well, what do you do with the renters? And that was such a wonderful takeaway to be able to think about, they're not a lost cause. These people can be converted. And so I won't give a spoiler alert on how you accomplish that. You got to hire Greg to get to the nuts and bolts of that. But that was really impactful here in our organization. As a matter of fact, there were just a couple of people that we felt like really had that renter mentality. And so it wasn't about giving up on them. It was like, how can we convert them? So that really became something that was, it was really important for us to accomplish. And we did it. We absolutely did it. Those are two of the most loyal people we have within our organization. And so while it's not something that can be turned around very quickly, it does start with some basics, and Greg can teach you what that is, and it's your job to incorporate it, because it can make a huge difference in your organization. And when I saw that session at the HR conference, I knew we had to have Greg come into our organization. And so it really became about what would be the most impactful here. We are an organization that strives to have transparency. We also strive for self-awareness. And so there's a lot of things that we do in our organization to be able to facilitate that. And we really felt like Greg could come in and talk about leadership. That was really important to us, because regardless of whether you're at the front of the line, the top of the org chart, you still can be a leader. You can still have an impact. And that's exactly the message that he delivered in Whitewater Leadership. So lots of visual aids and a lot of things that he did to be able to engage the group. But the takeaways were, for our employees, was this awareness of, it's not always about climbing the ladder, that not everybody can be a chief, not everybody can be a manager, but we all can be leaders. And so what level of responsibility do we have in that? If we do see ourselves as someone who really strives to lead others, how can we do that in a productive way? How can we do that in a thoughtful way? So by identifying what are the obstacles that can get in our way, being forward thinking, looking ahead at what could get in our way, and being able to realize what resources that we have available to be able to maneuver through those instances. So those were big takeaways for our teams. And so at the conclusion of that speaking event, and so it's something that when you see Greg, you can't help but start thinking about how can you incorporate him into your organization. I can say what a difference he's made, as far as the lessons that he's taught, what that's made in my career and in my ability to be able to impact and lead others. And so when you're thinking about how can you influence your company, how can you influence your managers, Greg can do that from the management level to the employee level. He's got a message for everybody. If you've got a group of people that are open to learning and want to develop, he will certainly have a message for you. And what I love about Greg is he doesn't take these opportunities, these development opportunities lightly. He met with us, and it happens to be that we're local, but he met with us and talked through what is the objective that we wanted to achieve by him coming to speak to our organization. And so if you think too lightly about things, he'll call you out on that. He'll dive in. He wants to know the specifics. What are the objectives? He'll make you think more deeply about what it is that you want to achieve, and then he will work to meet that in that session. And so he really has become a part of our family here at Nextep, and we just eyes light up when we see Greg. We love to have him here. He really has been an investment in our organization. We look to partner with him as frequently as we can, whether it's in a keynote speaker session that we had him speak here, whether it's in a training session, which we've already engaged him in, or whether it's in a consulting capacity. He certainly is someone that you want and you need within your organization.